He may get his ass whipped, but I do want to say this. If Manny Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios, that is top tier level strength.
Manny Pacquiao is turning back the clock with a vengeance, unleashing beast mode in a relentless training camp ahead of his clash with Mario Barrios. While his return at the age of 46 has raised serious concerns from fans and experts alike, there are still many who believe Manny Pacquiao's experience, speed, and warrior spirit can overcome the youth and hunger of 30-year-old Mario Barrios. Among those supporters is boxing legend Marco Antonio Barrera, who has shared the ring with some of the greatest fighters of his era and knows firsthand what it takes to perform at the elite level.
Hola amigos, ¿cómo están? Los saludos su amigo Marco Antonio Barrera. Vamos a hablar de una pelea muy importante. ¿Por qué importante? Regresa la leyenda, 46 años, 5 años retirado. Hay muchas preguntas de toda la gente y también vamos a ver de qué está hecho Mario Barrios. Yo creo que el acercamiento con la gente, tiene un corazón que de repente se ocupa eso para poder entrar en el gusto de toda la gente. Le gusta dar espectáculos, se brinda para la gente y lo más importante, se vuelve un guerrero arriba del ring. Bueno, yo respeto mucho. Yo en realidad no podría hablar mal ni bien. Él, si se siente que tiene las capacidades, los reflejos para poder subirse al ring a los 46 años, adelante, que se lo demuestre a él mismo. Nadie tiene la respuesta más que uno mismo, porque sabes de qué estás hecho y tu cuerpo hasta dónde puede dar.
Despite the criticism surrounding his age and long layoff, Manny Pacquiao looks more than ready for war. His recent training camp footage shows a fighter fully locked in, unleashing explosive power, lightning-fast combinations, and relentless intensity in the gym. It's clear Pacquiao is pushing himself to the limit, shaping his body and mindset for what could be a record-breaking fight. Determined to prove that legends never fade, they rise again. Age is just a number when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, and judging by his furious training sessions, he's preparing to turn back time in what could be one of the most iconic comebacks boxing has ever seen. Manny Pacquiao isn't easing back into boxing. He's diving in head first, unleashing a storm of power and precision that's leaving fans stunned and his team fired up for fight night. With every punch thrown in camp, Pacquiao is silencing doubters and rewriting the comeback narrative. The fire in his eyes and the speed in his hands prove he's not just returning, he's coming to make history. Critics say he's too old, but Pacquiao's fists say otherwise. From explosive mitt work to brutal body shots, his training camp screams one thing: he's not just back, he's coming for war. The legendary 8-division world champion last stepped into the ring in 2021, where he suffered a unanimous decision loss to Yordenis Ugas. That bout appeared to be the final chapter of his storied career, as he shifted his focus to the political arena in the Philippines. He ran for president in 2022, but fell short, also losing his bid for Senate re-election. Now, with a fire reignited and a renewed determination, Pacquiao is making a shocking return to the ring, set to face the younger, sharper Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight crown.
Is a world champion in a welterweight division that is about as weak as I've ever seen it. I think probably people older than me won't ever remember. This might be the weakest welterweight division in history, you know, especially with the removal of Ennis, who's likely seen his last fight at welterweight. You know, I do believe that there are guys coming up in the pipeline that are pretty good welterweights, but they're not at the championship, or they're not getting the championship shot quite yet. But if there's a moment in time where an older fighter can jump in and maybe, you know, steal a moment or steal a belt and win a championship and do something special, it's probably right now. You know, it's Mario Barrios losing the welterweight title isn't exactly Michael Moore losing the heavyweight title to George Foreman, when Moore had just beaten Evander Holyfield. You know, it was a shock when Foreman beat him.
Canelo, the current undisputed super middleweight champion, acknowledged Pacquiao's consistent ability to put on entertaining fights. Despite his bold prediction, he recognized that the former 8-division world champion always brings intensity and excitement when he steps into the ring. Canelo didn't write Pacquiao off completely, but made it clear he sees the fight as a test the aging fighter may not pass.
All the best for them.
What about Manny and Barrios? What do you think?
Oh, it's gonna be a good fight. Always Manny Pacquiao bring all the best to make a good fight.
Adding further fuel to the fire, undefeated welterweight Terence Crawford called the upcoming bout a 50-50 fight. While he made it clear he has no intentions of stepping into the ring at 46 himself, Crawford acknowledged that Pacquiao still has what it takes to compete at a high level. He viewed the matchup with Barrios as a fair and exciting challenge for both men.
Nah, at 46, I don't plan on being back in the ring, you know, but Mario Barrios is a great matchup for Manny Pacquiao. And I think, you know, at this age, it's a 50-50 fight for Manny Pacquiao.
At the same time, Terence Crawford has thrown his support behind Manny Pacquiao, highlighting the Filipino legend's unmatched experience and lingering power as key factors that could lead him to victory. Despite the concerns surrounding Pacquiao's age and time away from the sport, Crawford believes that his ring IQ, veteran instincts, and ability to deliver under pressure could be enough to overcome the youth and size of Mario Barrios. In Crawford's eyes, Pacquiao may be older, but he's still dangerous and capable of pulling off another iconic win.
Why? I just think the experience, you know, the power, you know, is gonna, you know, take him to a victory.
On the other hand, despite the concerns raised by critics, Manny Pacquiao has firmly shut them down, choosing instead to focus on training harder than ever to prove the legitimacy of his comeback and his continued dominance. He expressed his deep love for boxing, saying the passion still runs strong within him. Pacquiao also confidently stated that his skills remain sharp, and even at this age, he believes his performance reflects the spirit and strength of his youth.
I love boxing is my passion, and I love to work out hard. I love workout. I mean, my body is so tired. Like I feel tired when I don't have exercise every day. Yeah. So I love to work out, and I love to prepare like this fight. I mean, I'm excited. My body can still fight, and the speed is still there. The motivation is still there. I still have that fire.
Additionally, Manny Pacquiao affirmed that his comeback is not driven by money, but by a genuine love for the sport. He shared that during his retirement, boxing felt empty, not just for him, but for the fans as well. Pacquiao emphasized that he missed the ring deeply and believes the fans missed him too. His return, he stated, is about bringing excitement back to the sport and helping elevate boxing to the level he believes it truly deserves.
This is coming back for you, right?
This is my comeback. Is like boxing is my passion, and I'm so lonely because when we announce retirement, a lot of fighters, good fighters, announce their retirement, and I think boxing became lonely. I mean, lonely, you know that, and now I'm back. I want to make the boxing again is you know, fun. As happy as fun as like what we did before. This is it. I mean, I can still keep on going, and I hope that the fans will be excited for July 19th.
Meanwhile, in each of his viral training clips, Manny Pacquiao appears more confident than ever. He's throwing with power and precision, driven by a mindset focused on success, and delivering a spectacular showdown against Mario Barrios. He's training harder than ever and looks fully motivated for his comeback, ready to be a firework in the ring. Interestingly, Pacquiao appears to be taking the challenge seriously, showing off rigorous training routines and sharing clips on social media, including footage from a session near the Hollywood sign, which he posted with a confident and motivational caption. These glimpses into his preparation have only added to the intrigue, fueling speculation about whether he can defy the odds yet again.
Go. Like you never left.
Keith Thurman, who has shared the ring with both Pacquiao and Barrios, offered a measured perspective. He knows firsthand that Pacquiao can hurt opponents like Barrios, especially if the younger fighter's defense remains suspect. Thurman noted Barrios has improved certain aspects of his game, like his jab, which helped him beat Yordenis Ugas, a fighter who had previously defeated Pacquiao.
I know he can hurt Mario Barrios. I hurt Mario Barrios on multiple occasions. Tank hurt him. So I know Pacquiao can hurt Barrios. I think that's the one thing in Pacquiao's favor. Mario Barrios was hurt against Ramos, right? So that's the thing, is the defense of Mario Barrios is still suspect, you know? He is there. He is willing to get caught. You can catch the kid. He's not hard to find.
If Barrios can keep Pacquiao at range, force the older man to use his legs, and exhaust himself trying to close the distance, he could turn the tables and claim victory. But Thurman stopped short of predicting a winner outright, choosing instead to highlight the tactical paths available to both.
So, but the one interesting thing that was one of the takeaways when I fought him, even though I beat him, I said, you know, he actually had a really good jab. And then he actually used that good jab when he beat Ugas, right? And Ugas beat Pacquiao because he stayed long, right? So I think if Mario Barrios works that good jab of his, stays long, makes the old man use his legs and do those stutter steps and works really hard to get on the inside, you know, I think, you know, he can, I think he can pull it off, you know, because it's all, I said this before, but Manny Pacquiao is notorious, one of those fighters throughout his career. When you look at his resume, you know, how come this guy beat him, but he beat this list of guys? And
many doubters point to Pacquiao's last fight in 2021, a tough unanimous decision loss to Yordenis Ugas, where the Filipino legend looked a step behind. That night seemed to mark the end of his boxing journey, especially as he shifted gears into politics, running for president in the Philippines. After losing that race and his Senate re-election bid, most assumed he had permanently moved on from the sport, but Pacquiao clearly had unfinished business in the ring.
Barrios might be the lighter of the welterweight division,
right?
You know, but he's still young, he's strong, he's a big boy. Pacquiao is 46, man. It's tough, man, but it's been done before, man. Foreman done it, you know. Hopkins did it, you know. That Leonard came back, you know, also and did it after a long retirement. So is it possible? Yeah. Does he have the talent to do it? Yeah. Was he one of the best fighters of all times? Yeah. So we could see him pull it off, man. But I really don't. I don't see it happening. But it's you know, the good thing is that they put up a great card, man.
Yeah. This time, he's up against Mario Barrios, a 30-year-old fighter known for his aggressive style and physical advantages. Barrios is taller, younger, and has been active, all major threats to a comeback like this. But Pacquiao's supporters believe that experience trumps youth, especially when it belongs to someone who's fought and beaten the best in the world for over 2 decades.
When we were in there against Pacquiao, it was in his prime, and there was couldn't have a game plan. Pacquiao is just unbelievable, man. Pacquiao is unbelievable. There's no way you could find a sparring partner that matches him in his prime. There was nothing you could do. Just try, you know, go out there and, like Marcus did, land a perfect punch and knock him out. Besides that, it's tough, you know. You gotta be tough like Morales, just put him into a war. I think at this point Barrios needs to put him into make him fight, and I don't think Pacquiao goes to 12 rounds of fight. You know, if Barrios starts off slow and tries to fight smart, then that could give Pacquiao the advantage. I think Barrios should just go out there and try to make it a fight. I don't think Pacquiao could go 12 rounds on a real fight.
Pacquiao himself seems unfazed by the critics. Don't worry about it, he joked when asked about the age gap. His actions speak louder than words. Every day in training camp, he's proving he still has the hunger and the fire to compete at the highest level.
Step into the ring again? Yes. What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny. Don't worry about it.
you know, Manny, for a lot of people, you are the greatest fighter in history, the only 8 division champion, the only champion in 4 different decades. When you beat Barrios, what does that say?
Oh, it's a big thing. It's a big thing for me.
Adding his thoughts to the growing conversation, boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult also weighed in on the highly anticipated matchup. While he admitted there's a real risk of Manny Pacquiao getting knocked out due to his age and inactivity, he also emphasized that this fight carries the potential for a defining top-tier moment in Pacquiao's legendary career. In his view, this bout doesn't just highlight Manny's greatness, it also offers a chance to elevate it. If Pacquiao manages to knock out Mario Barrios, Showbiz believes it would not only silence the critics but also cement Pacquiao's place back at the top, solidifying his legacy in a way few comebacks ever could.
Manny Pacquiao will challenge Mario Barrios for his WBC welterweight world title on July 19th at MGM Grand in Las Vegas. Pacquiao is the man in that fight and on that card. So this guy is gone for 4 years, really. And he comes back and he fights for a WBC title as the man on that card. Give a shout out to Manny Pacquiao. Now, he may get his ass whipped, but I do want to say this. If Manny Pacquiao beats Mario Barrios, that is top tier level strength. If he does that, what does that mean? Does that mean he defends his title against a Brian Norman Jr. or some like Brian Norman Jr. may smoke it. He may drag it. So you may not want to do that again. You may want to go out on your shield against Boots.
At 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao is doing what most fighters wouldn't dare, stepping back into the ring after a 4-year layoff to challenge for a world title. And he's not just showing up for a farewell bout or a payday. The former 8-division world champion is deep in the trenches of an intense training camp, grinding harder than fighters half his age, preparing to take on Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title on July 19th in Las Vegas.
You can't teach speed, you can't teach power. It's God, it's from God. That's it. People can work on speed their whole life. They're not gonna be fast, man. They work on power. They're not gonna be strong.
George Kambosos also shared his thoughts on Manny Pacquiao's comeback, praising him for always giving 110% in training to achieve results. He noted this as something he personally learned from Manny and expressed deep admiration for him, calling Pacquiao a true legend of the sport.
Yeah, it's surprising. Obviously, I know Manny very well. You know, he's a true competitor. He's a guy that if you put something in his head, and obviously to create more history, he's a guy that's going to give everything and try his best. That's what Manny, one thing I always learned with Manny is give 110% and try your best no matter what. So yeah, he's going to give it his all. Again, you can't beat Father Time, but Father Time is hard, and it was very hard watching him fight Lucas, and you could see it. And then watching the exhibition he had with the Korean guy or the Japanese guy in last year, it was hard to watch. I know Manny, I know the man that I was sparring.
Praising Pacquiao, Kambosos further went on to assert that Manny's legacy speaks for itself. He expressed belief in Pacquiao's chances of winning this time, proving that even at his age, with sheer determination and a true competitor's mindset, he can still get it done.
I love that guy. So, but again, he's a legend, and if he turns it on, he can still do it.
While the boxing world is split on whether this comeback is inspiring or concerning, one thing is clear: Pacquiao isn't taking this lightly. Training footage reveals a fighter possessed, fast combinations, blistering footwork, and a work ethic that hasn't aged a day. From sunrise road work to high-intensity sparring sessions, he's treating this fight like it's the biggest of his career, and because in many ways, it is. If he wins, he'll become the oldest welterweight world champion in history.